ब्रह्मलोके तु परान्तकाले परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे नग्नं विभागं परमेश्वभूतं यत्पुण्डरीकं पुरमध्यसग्रस्तम् तत्रापि वक्रं गगनं विशोकस्तस्मिन् यदन्तस्तदुपासितव्यम् यो वेदादोश्वरः प्रोक्तो वेदान्ते च प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रकृतिलीनस्य यः परः स महेश्वरः.
On behalf of the Amma Satsang of Minnesota, I welcome you, all of you here. We are honored today to have with us Swami Ramakrishnananda Puri. We are also honored to have with us Brahmchari Shantananda Chaitanya. Swamiji is a senior disciple of Mata Amritanandamayi Devi, also known as Amma. Brahmchari Shantananda oversees the operation of Amma's ashram near Chicago, which is the largest ashram in this region. Who is Amma? Her full name is Mata Amritanandamayi Devi. Amma was born in a remote coastal village in Kerala. Starting when she was very young, she spent many hours meditating and singing bhajans. She also began to spontaneously embrace and comfort people and also help them, help those in need. She did that despite family objections. And her loving presence, her very being, was so respected and honored that everybody began to call her Amma, which of course means mother. This loving presence, this way of hugging and comforting people, she took from her village and has spread out all over the world, and she has hugged over 30 million people. The help that she gave in the villages to those around her is now being given to people again all over the world in her worldwide charities, ranging from hospitals to colleges to hospices to disaster relief. Her organization that organizes all of this is called Embracing the World. And of course, she has received many international awards and honors for this. When she received the Gandhi King Award at UN headquarters in Geneva, Jane Goodall said of her, "She is God's love in human form." About her charitable work, Muhammad Yunus, Nobel Peace Laureate, said, "She has done more work than many governments have done for their people. Her contribution is enormous." Amma visits the US every summer, going from the West Coast to the East Coast. And if you wish to see her, information about her and about her travel and information about her charities are on the website amma.org, AMMA.org. Swamiji said that he met Amma in 1978. He had been working at a bank, and a customer said to him, "Come and see Amma." So he did. And of course, once he met her, it was all over. He wanted to be with her. But he said that he had responsibilities to take care of, so it took him another 6 years before he could then start living in the ashram of Amma. Currently, Swamiji travels with Amma on all her world tours. He also travels by himself all over the world, visiting Amma's ashrams and centers, leading retreats, giving discourses, conducting yoga and meditation classes, and organizing many disaster relief activities. He has also written several books about his experiences with Amma. This summer, Swamiji has been traveling all over the US, giving spiritual talks, leading devotional singing, and holding retreats. So again, we are honored to have Swamiji join us in the Twin Cities this evening. Please give him a warm welcome.
Om Dhyayamo Dabalavakundanavadhim Tejomahim Naitikim Snigdhapandaviloginim Bhagavadim Mandasmita Srimukhim Valsalyam Bravarshinim Sumaduram Sankirtanalapinim Shyamangim Madhisikta Surtim Mrandatmigam Ishwarim Om Amadeshwariyai Namaha Om Amadeshwariyai Namaha Om Amadeshwariyai Namaha. I am to pronounce all of you. This morning one of Rama's devotees was talking to me. He was asking so many things that we don't like are going on in this world. Nature is agitated, human beings' minds are agitated. When is the world going to change? That was the question. When is the world going to change? World means human beings, isn't it? There's no need for the world to change. The human beings have to change. It is we who form the world, who constitute the world. So each individual has to change. Only then the world will change. Of course, you may say that there has been so many changes going on in the world from time immemorial. Still, the world is not so peaceful, so harmonious. A mere external changes will not bring about the real change that we all need. External changes have been happening. There have been so many changes in the way we dress, in our food habits, in our hairstyle, and there have been political changes, social changes, economic changes, revolutions were there. So many changes have taken place. But unless the change happens within each one of us, the world cannot be a better place. So Amma says inner change is what is needed. Now when I was in college, during my graduation, first year when I joined the college, first year of graduation, the fashion was tight pant. And the pant was very tight at the bottom. And it became tight and tight. So much tight that after wearing it, you will need someone's help to pull the pant if you want to change it. So when I went to second year graduation, the fashion has changed. Then it became bell bottom. It's called bell bottom. So at the bottom, it will be 20 inches. Two persons can go through that. So that became the latest trend. Then by the time I came to third year and finished the graduation, it went back to normal size pant that we are all wearing now. So they tried all the changes, it didn't work. They came back to the original fashion. Then hairstyle, summer crop, winter crop, mohawk, whatnot. Shaving here and growing here, this side. A change happened. Now the latest pant, jeans, they tear this knee portion and this knee portion, it's all torn. But that's a fashion. Then I thought if I had known earlier, I have a lot of torn pants which I used in the college. I could have sold it for a good amount. So that also did not work. And then when I was in college, I wanted to become white like the American people here become white because I am a little dark. So at that time I saw publicity, an advertisement, the newspaper. Fair and lovely cream. Fair and lovely cream. If you apply this cream, 6 months you become white in color, like Western people. So I tried because I always in the college, I want to impress upon everyone. So I applied that. My body did become white, but in patches. Because my body became allergic to the cream. So my whole body did not become white, but patches. But when I came here, I saw people, the white people, Americans, and other European people living here. They were all lying down on the beach. They want to get tanned. Here we want to become white, and these people want to become tanned. So all kind of changes happening. But still, all these changes do not seem to have given what we really want. Isn't it? Once you have gotten what you really want, then there is no need to change. You are happy. You are peaceful. You are enjoying the inner harmony. There is no need to change. But any amount of, or any number of external changes is not going to help us. But why most of us do not want to have inner change? Because it's very difficult. Changing your character or overcoming your habits is very difficult. When you want to change, means I have to overcome the force of my habits. I have to overcome my tendencies. That is very difficult. We want others to change, but we are not ready to change. So sometimes I heard young man coming to Amma, because when they come to see Amma, they always tell their problems to Amma, and Amma gives them solution. So I heard one young person coming to Amma and telling Amma, nowadays the married couple don't stay long together. Maybe after 2 years or 3 years they separate. So I don't want that. I want a wife like Sita. You know, Sita is in Ramayana, Lord Rama's wife, holy consort. She was the most chastest woman in the world. So I want a woman, a wife like Sita. Then Amma asked him, okay, but would you be like Rama? Rama was holy Sita's husband. He was an embodiment of dharma, embodiment of virtues, embodiment of righteousness. So Amma asked him, will you be like Rama? He just smiled. He couldn't say anything, but he knows he cannot be like that. So what I want to say is, we want others to change, but I am not ready to change. Because changing is difficult. We are already created a very good comfort zone for all of us. And going out of the comfort zone is very difficult. So why should I change? Let others change. I am happy with, even if I am not changing myself, I am happy and comfortable. You may be happy and comfortable, but others are not happy and comfortable with the way we behave. So that's why changing is very difficult. An employee in an office, he always goes to the office late, always comes to the office late. One day the manager called him, hey, you are coming late every day. It's not a good example for other employees here. And they also will start following you. You are coming every day very late. So the employee says, yes sir, I know that I am coming late. I should not do that. So can you do me a favor? What? Can you show me some other entrance so that I can, even if I come late, nobody will notice me. That means nobody is prepared to change. Because changing is difficult. But if we don't change, how the world is going to be a better place? Because it is we who constitute the world. The another problem is, if you are not willing to change, we will start justifying our faults and mistakes. There are mistakes on my part, or fault, or defect on my part. And if I am not changing, if I am not willing to change, I will start justifying my faults and defects. That's another negativity. Not only we don't want to change, but we start justifying our ways and means of living. Once Amma said a beautiful story. A man goes to a bar and he orders his favorite drink. The bartender brings it and the man drinks it. When he consumed almost half of the glass, the balance he threw it on the bartender's face. The bartender was very unhappy and very angry. So before the bartender could say anything, this man started crying and weeping. So the bartender took pity on him. Maybe someone is dead in his family or maybe some serious problem with him. So I asked him, "Sir, what happened to you? Why are you crying?" He said, "See, I have this habit. After drinking a little bit from the glass, I always throw the balance on the person who serves it. I'm not able to overcome it. So I'm feeling very sad and very painful. It causes me a lot of pain." So the bartender says, "No problem. I have a brother who also is having the same problem. I sent him to a good psychiatrist. Now he is 100% better." And he gives the name of the psychiatrist. "You can go and consult the psychiatrist. Definitely, I'm sure he will take care of it." So after that, the bartender did not see this man for several months. Then one day he comes back to the same restaurant. And as soon as he came, the bartender recognizes him because he has such an unforgettable experience from this fellow. So he immediately recognizes him. Then they say, "How are you?" All these greetings, they exchange greetings. And then again this man orders his favorite drink. The bartender brings it. The customer finishes half. The bartender is happy because he is doing well now. When he finishes half of the drinks, again he throws the balance on the bartender's face. This time bartender was furious. He said, "I thought the psychiatrist would have cured you, but it seems he has not done it." And the customer says, No. He has done a world of good to me." "How could you say that?" asked the bartender. The customer says, "See, previously, whenever I used to throw the balance on the bartender's face, I used to feel very sad and very painful and very upset. But nowadays I don't feel anything. I'm quite normal." So if you are not willing to change, we will start justifying our meaning to our family members or to our friends. This is what would happen. So at one point of time, all of us have to change. Only then you can enjoy relative peace and harmony within you. Otherwise, we will go on entertaining our negativities also. Because most of our habits are, I cannot say all our habits are positive or habits. The more positive habits we have, the more peace we can enjoy. The more harmony we can feel within. So that's why Albert Einstein said, "Science can denature plutonium." Plutonium. Science can denature plutonium. The element from which they get atom and make atomic bomb also. So science can denature plutonium, but science cannot denature the evil in human being's mind. Science cannot denature the evil in human being's mind. But Mahatmas can do it. The saints can do it. That's the experience of Indian culture. All these great saints, the Valmiki, who composed Ramayana, he was a highway robber. by name Ratnakar. He was a highway robber, killing people and looting the people who were going through the forest. He became a wonderful realist person. He composed Ramayana. So like that, so many examples. So the masters, the enlightened masters can create this miracle, which science cannot do. This is a real miracle. Transforming a person is a real miracle. Okay, that's the most difficult also. Like the negative habits, it doesn't need much effort from our part. It just comes to us. Like you see the wild plants by the side of the road when you drive, you can see all these wild plants growing wildly. It is never affected by the pest. It is never affected by what is called this. I just heard about Japanese beetles. It's not affected by that. Any type of pest cannot harm these wild plants. But if you want to grow some vegetable or rose garden, how much effort do you have to take? Any small insects can destroy the whole plant. So similarly, we don't need to make any effort to gather negative characters or habits. Getting angry with someone, getting impatient with someone, getting upset with something, or feeling jealousy about someone. You don't need to make any effort. It comes to you, comes to us quickly and automatically. But if you want to change those things and cultivate positive habits, so much effort is needed. That's why we don't want to change. It's okay, we'll take care of it later. But by then it will be too late. So when we go to an enlightened master, it's like before you sow the seed, you till the land, plough the land, and you sow the seed, and then manure it. Similarly, when you go to an enlightened master like Amma, what happens is through their love and compassion, they till our heart, they plough our heart, and then they put a seed. So it is their love and compassion and care that's working like a manure for the seed they are sowing in us. Then it becomes easier to cultivate positive habits and positive qualities. Because they themselves live as an example, a role model for those qualities. While introducing Amma, the gentleman said Amma has personally consoled and counseled more than 36 million people. And a session every day, the session of Amma meeting the people coming to see her happens every day. Sometimes it goes to 18 hours, sometimes 20 hours also, non-stop. So you can imagine how much patience is needed to do that. And not only that, she'll be talking from the moment she comes on the stage till she goes back to her room, because people have a lot of questions and they expect Amma to give the answer, or at least they want to tell Amma something. So Amma has to respond to them. So she'll be talking from the moment she comes on the stage till she leaves. So not only sitting there continuously for so many hours, also talking and listening to everyone's problem. We all have the same problem, isn't it? It's India and America. It's all the same problem. I don't have a job. I have a family problem. I have a problem with my wife or husband or children. I have health problem. Problems are common. So how long can a person go on hearing the same problem day after day, day after day, day after day? Even if your children come and tell you the same thing few times, we snap at them, isn't it? Yeah, I've already heard it from you, don't tell me again. So even to listen to the problems of our children, we don't have patience. So here you see a person, almost everyone repeating the same problem, and goes on listening day after day, day after day. How is it possible? What an amount of love, what a tremendous amount of love and compassion and patience is needed for them. So when you are with such a master, it becomes easy for you to follow that, easy for you to cultivate it, develop that. So their magnetic presence and their personal examples inspire us also to follow them. That's why I said Mahatmas can create the greatest miracle, that is transforming a person. That is the most difficult thing. Because it's like completely changing the gene. All the negative qualities slowly goes away. At the same time, the positive qualities filling our heart. This is what Amma is doing. And when I went to Amma, I did not have any spiritual interest. I went to see Amma because I had some personal problem. I never thought I would become a monk and will be talking in front of you. It just happened. I did not make any effort. Just by staying with her, even without my knowledge, things happened. I never looked back after that. There are many people who have been able to give up the habit of drinking, the habit of using drugs. Amma never forces anything, but just her love. And the unconditional love and compassion changes people. And that's why Amma single-handedly has been able to create so many charitable institutions and activities. Sometimes even the government wonders how she is able to do this, because Amma has so many barriers. She has a cultural barrier, financial barriers, social barrier, language barrier, all these barriers, gender barrier. All these barriers are there for Amma. But in spite of that, if you look at the list of the charities that Amma is running, it's mind-boggling. And she has not even finished primary school. She went only up to 4th standard. She did not complete 4th standard. So this is the greatness of the knowledge, the wisdom. The eternal wisdom that Amma is able to abide in. So through her love and compassion, Amma is creating so many wonders. Each one that comes to Amma has his own story or her own story to say how her love and compassion and grace changed their lives. So only a master can bring about this change. So whoever gets the benefit of Amma's charities, they want to do something in return. Many years back, there was an earthquake in Gujarat. I think 2009, I think 2001. Yeah, I don't know. I always confuse with tsunami and Gujarat earthquake. Anyhow, many people died, and from the ashram side, Brahmcharis and Swamiji, they all went to the affected villages in Gujarat, Bhuj, and they reconstructed 3 villages. We built more than 1,200 houses. And then Amma went there to consult these people. Amma personally handed over the keys of the houses, free houses, to all these people. They were very happy. They never knew about Amma before that. They never knew that Amma, a person like Amma was existing. Then after that, 2001 or 4, the South Asian tsunami had killed many people, and the ashram was also affected. And the village near the ashram, about 150 people died during that tsunami. So one fine morning, everything was dislocated. The whole ashram moved to another place because everything was destroyed by water, the sea water. So suddenly these people from the Gujarat village, about 300 of them, land there in the ashram. See, they are all daily laborers. They don't go for work, they don't earn money. And that means they cannot eat. Such poor laborers, most of them. But they all came to the ashram and we were all surprised. And he said, see, this is the time the tsunami happens, so Amma is not giving a scheduled darshan. He is also engaged in so many activities to give relief to people and set things right. Then they said, no, we did not come for darshan. We wanted to help the ashram. Because when the earthquake happened, we did not even know about Amma. And she came all the way from here for thousands of miles and then gave us a house and she shared our pain and she blessed us. So how can we forget that? So as soon as we heard that the ashram was affected by tsunami, we could not sit there. We were so restless, we came here. So Amma asked, where did you get the money for this? Because it would cost a lot of money by their standard. So we borrowed money. So see the change. They wanted to return something to Amma for what Amma had done. There are many beneficiaries who are getting the benefit from the government. Will any of them do anything in return to the government? No. They want to take more and more and more. If you give me this free, I want more things, free things. They never think about, oh, I should do something in return. But these people, the poor villagers, they said, we want to help the ashram because ashram helped us when we were in need of it. Now we want to return it. So that's a change. That's a change, definitely. Whole village is changing. They want to do something in return. We always want to take. We never want to give. But this is change. They want to give something in return. And similarly, Amma has many colleges and university campuses and schools. About 140,000 children are studying in Amma's educational institution. About 140,000. Starting from pre-KG at the kindergarten to the PhD. So, if there are brilliant children, talented children, the ashram, and if they happen to be poor, the ashram gives them financial assistance to complete their education. So there are many students in Amma's Engineering College who got this financial assistance. And many of them are employed in US now. Many of them are employed in US. So when Amma was in US, in Amma's ashram in California, San Francisco, about 15-20 of those youngsters who studied in Amma's college and who got this financial assistance, they came to Amma and then they handed a check to Amma. So Amma said, what is this? I don't want any money from you. I'm happy if you have a good job, if you are well off, I'm happy. The students said, no, Amma, you helped us to finish our studies and because of that we got very good job now. We are all happy. We were able to make enough money. And the help you did, your loving help that you extended to us, we don't want it to stop with us. We wanted to continue. We want to go that help, we want that help to go cycle, not stop here with us. So please use this money to help students like us who don't have money and who are brilliant, so they can also find a good career. So that's a change. How many people do that? I have talked to many college principals. Many of the students they help, they never even come to the college after that, finish. Nobody knows where these students are. But in Amma's college, it's not like that. So that's the change, is it not? And one more example I'll tell you. In Amma's hospital in Cochin, it's a 1,300 bed hospital, huge hospital. There are people who are below poverty line. They are given free treatment. They are given free treatment. One poor family came and the husband has to undergo a major surgery. They could not pay the whole bill. Probably they paid for 70% of the bill they paid. And still they had to pay. But then we found out that they are really below poverty line and they could not pay. So we told them, it's okay, we don't need to pay because you are from a poor family, this is enough. But then, after a month or two, this lady brings the money back, the balance money and pays the money. She said, somehow I could get the money from my relatives. So there may be some other people who may not be able to do this. So please use the money for another poor patient. See the change. This is the change we want. Other changes are not going to help. So the real change should help us change the ways we look at the world. Looking at the world and the people with love, compassion and empathy. So that is what is the real change. That will benefit the person who is changing and also other people. So that person will become a blessing to the society. He may not be able to help whole country or whole world, but he may be able to help some people. That is then his life becomes meaningful life. So that is a change we all want. And Amma was given an honorary doctorate by State University of New York, Buffalo, only to, as a matter of recognizing the change that Amma is bringing about. He is able to bring about the change in society. So that's what we all need in the present day world. Any amount of external change is not going to help the world. If you want to help the world, the change must come from within. That was what the previous President Obama also said during his election campaign. We need change, the change we need. We need a change, we need a change. That's what he said. But when he became the president, he said, this is the time for us to change. First he said, we need a change. And then he won the election, he said, this is the time for us to change. He insisted again then. So everyone thinks and feels a change is needed, but no one is trying to change themselves. So that is what a Mahatma can do. He can help us, or she can help us to change. They are not going to force us, but if we are willing to change, they are ready to help us through their love and compassion and personal examples. So only this kind of change will help us. So what we need is first the willingness to change. And then we need awareness. When I am going back to my old habit, I should be aware of that. Oh, I should not go back to my old habit. I should change. So whenever the old habit overtakes you, overpowers you, you should be able to aware. No, I am trying to change myself. I should not be a victim of my old habit. So you need awareness. And sometimes we fail. So you need determination. After some time we go, what is this? Not possible. Why should I change? So you need determination. First is willingness, then the awareness, and the determination. So then I can help so many people like Amma. So I should be strong before I change myself. I should be strong. Only then I can change. Otherwise, others will change you. This is what a master is showing. There is no need for a master, according to the Indian scriptures. They have attained that thing after which there is nothing else to attain. That's how the Upanishad describes the state of wisdom. After gaining which, there is nothing else to gain. Ellabdva na param labham. After knowing which, there is nothing else to know. This is how the wisdom, the state of wisdom, the state of a wise person is declared in the Upanishad. After gaining which, there is nothing else to gain. So, for a person like Amma, there is nothing to gain. They already gained. That is big gain. As Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I have nothing to gain in all three worlds. Trishu Lokavesha Kinchana. I have nothing to gain, but still I act. So that people can take lesson from my life. So that's why Amma is doing this. day and night, listen to the problems of people and helping them, consoling them, sharing their pain. So only for us to learn from their life that the masters are acting, so active, all the time active, no rest. So if you go to a master like this is the benefit we get. You can learn many things from them, and their presence, their love will help us to change ourselves. It will give us the inspiration, the strength to change ourselves. That's what is needed. If I change, people around me will slowly change. And then people around them will slowly change. But it has to start from an individual. It has to start from an individual, then it goes like that. So that is the change we all need, and we should be ready for that. So our life will have meaning, and our life will become a blessing to the society. So that's what we can learn from masters like Amma. And apart from that, because of her grace, so many good things happen to us. But that's all individual. But when I change, the effect is going to be more than that. So the masters are here only to inspire us, to change us, and then be helpful to the society. So those who have not met Amma, there's a wonderful opportunity is always there because Amma comes to US every year during summer. Nearest place will be probably Chicago for you, because it's a very big facility. And Amma comes as she spends 3 days there. She will meet everyone. She will not reject anyone, even if there are 50,000 people. If you come to India for a program, there will be 50,000 people. She is there till the last person is met. So Amma has never rejected anyone. A funny thing happened when Amma was in Paris 2 years back. There was a national newspaper, and in that there was a cartoon, political cartoon. There was a president, French president, Hollande, 2 years back or 3 years back. And people did not like him at all. So they put a front page cartoon, Amma is there giving darshan, and this French president is drawing the line. This is a cartoon, in the national newspaper, French newspaper. This French president drawing the line, Hollande. And Amma is giving darshan, Amma saw him drawing the line, then Amma says, no darshan for you. Get out of the line. This was a cartoon. Then Amma asked the French person in charge to write to the newspaper, no, Amma will not reject anyone. So, means, if everyone agree, even the newspaper agreed that Amma will meet everyone, irrespective of their character. But they wanted to hit the president, so they published this cartoon. But Amma will never reject anyone. Because Amma says, there is potential in everyone. I was telling you about the Valmiki Maharishi who composed Ramayana. The famous sages, called Sapta Rishis, they happened to go by the forest where this Valmiki, whose previous name was Ratnagar, was operating. We stopped them and we were trying to loot these sages. Then the sages asked him, why are you doing this? He says, I have to protect my family, my wife and children. Then the story goes like that. Then he says, the sages say, okay, if you are doing it for your wife and children, you go and find out whether the sin that you accrue because of killing the people and looting the people, ask them whether they will share the sin. He says, yeah, definitely, they will share the sin because I am protecting them. She is my wife and they are my children. The sages say, no, you go and ask them. He comes back to his house and asks his wife, hey, I am getting a lot of sin by the act I am committing. Will you share the sin? He said, why should I share your sin? It is your problem. But he said, I am doing it for you, to protect you. No, you do anything for me, but I will not share your sin. The children also say the same thing. He comes back as a dejected person. Then the sage is giving my mantra. That's how he became great enlightened Rishi. So if the sages have rejected that person, the world would have lost such a wonderful Ramayana, epic. So the masters will never reject, they always see the potential. Everyone is having this potential. Everyone is potentially divine, like Swami Vivekananda said. Everyone is potentially divine. And to bring out this divinity is the purpose of human life. If you are able to bring out this divinity, then the world will be fortunate. Because this divinity can heal the world. That's what Amma is doing. So the masters know everyone is potentially divine. So you just have to help them to manifest, to bring out this divinity, and that's what the masters are doing. So when you get a chance next time to meet Amma, for those who have not met Amma, it's a wonderful opportunity because the world has never seen such a master who is meeting everyone personally. So in the human history, it's quite unheard of in the human history. It's a phenomenon. And she has been doing this for the last 45 years, non-stop. Never once she had cancelled the darshan. We call it darshan. When Amma meets the people, it's called darshan. Never once she has cancelled the darshan for any reason. So it's really a miracle, a world wonder I would call it, phenomenon. So if you have not seen Amma, please come and see Amma. Just see how it is. Just feel the presence. What will be the divine presence? And that shows her unconditional love for all of us. The love and compassion we have, and she has for all of us. So that can really create a miracle in your life. Like it has created miracles in so many people's life. That love and compassion create so many miracles in life. Om Namah Shivaya. Narayani Mama Janani Amma Amritanandamayi
Amriteshwari Bhavani Amriteshwari Shivani Narayani Mama Janani Amma Amritanandamayi
Purna Brahma Swarupini Satchidanandamurtaye Amritanandamayi Amreshwari Namo Namah
Purna Brahma Swarupini Satchidanandamurtaye Amritanandamayi Amreshwari Namo Namah
Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvata-sadhike Saranye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute
Sarvamangala-mangalye Shive Sarvata-sadhike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute
Narayani Namostute
Narayani Namostute
Narayani Namostute
Narayani Namostute
Jai Jai Sadguru Maharani Amritanandamayi Jai Jai Durga Maharani Amritanandamayi
Jai Jai Sadguru Maharani Amritanandamayi Jai Jai Durga Maharani Amritanandamayi
Sukamayi Dayamayi Kripamayi Jagannayi Sureshwari Maheshwari Bhajankari Abhayankari Sukamayi Dayamayi Kripamayi
Jagannayi Sureshwari Maheshwari Shivankari Abhayankari
Sukamayi Dayamayi Kripamayi Jagannayi Sureshwari Maheshwari Bhajankari Abhayankari
Sukamayi Dayamayi Kripamayi Jagannayi Sureshwari Maheshwari Shivankari Abhayankari
सुवासिनी सुहासिनी नित्य ब्रह्मचारिणी यशस्विनी तेजस्विनी सर्वलोक पाविनी
Suhasini Suhasini Nitya Brahmachari Yashaswini Tejaswini Sarvaloka Pavani
सुवासिनी सुहासिनी नित्य ब्रह्मचारिणी यशस्विनी तेजस्विनी सर्वलोक पाविनी
Suhasini Suhasini Nitya Brahmachari Yashaswini Tejaswini Sarvaloka Pavani
सर्वलोक पाविनी
Sarvaloka Pavani
सर्वलोक पाविनी
Sarvaloka Pavani
जय जय सद्गुरु महारानी अमृतानंदमयी जय जय दुर्गा महारानी अमृतानंदमयी
Jai Jai Sadguru Maharani Amritanandamayi Jai Jai Durga Maharani Amritanandamayi
जय जय सद्गुरु महारानी अमृतानंदमयी जय जय दुर्गा महारानी अमृतानंदमयी
Jai Jai Sadguru Maharani Amritanandamayi Jai Jai Durga Maharani Amritanandamayi
जय जय अमृतानंदमयी
Jai Jai Amritanandamayi
सद्गुरु अमृतानंदमयी सद्गुरु
Amritanandamayi
जय जय अमृतानंदमयी
Jai Jai Amritanandamayi
गणपतये नमो नमः गणपतये नमो नमः गणपतये नमो नमः
गणपतये नमो नमः गणपतये नमो नमः गणपतये नमो नमः
गणपतये नमो नमः गणपतये नमो नमः गणपतये नमो नमः Guru